Wheelhouse is ready to help. From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597, 850-896-6597, and online at wheelhousedba.com.
Are you feeling tired, weak, or maybe you feel old and cranky? If so, I have the answer. It's Max Fit Sports Nutrition with 2 locations, 23rd Street in the Coronado Plaza and in Pier Park North on Back Beach Road. Max Fit Sports Nutrition has nutritional products and professional dietary plans to get you moving in the right direction. So get off that couch and get to Max Fit Sports Nutrition now. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, where you can try it before you buy it.
How can you grow your business from idea to industry leader? With smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Even if you've given up on your New Year's resolutions, one health habit that's easy to keep is Active Liver from New Nordic. Active Liver protects your liver so you can enjoy life to the fullest. Online at Amazon, in stores at CVS, Walgreens, and now GNC.
I heard the call to serve, so I answered. I earned a title and discovered my purpose. I found belonging, an unbreakable bond with my fellow Marines. We fought to overcome adversity together in defense of our nation and its people. I've lived a full life, rich with meaning. And even though I no longer wear the uniform, I am still a Marine. My service has come full circle. I will always look after those around me. I will always uplift and support my country and my community. Because that is the promise I made. That is what it means to be a Marine. Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The locals love it.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Yeah. Woo. Toes go in first. Yeah. 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 Well, if you're listening and looking today, I am not Coach James Hale. I am not Brian Haddad. I am Coach Glenn Manley, so I'm the substitute for the substitute today. So, so if you have your kids out, don't let them leave school because I can't write passes. So, well, we're here with Tommy St. Amant, Mr. Legend. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just satisfied and grateful to be back in Panama City. We went on a trip this past week out to California. To Denver, Colorado, snow skiing, and I didn't know if I was going to ever get back.
Yeah, I know.
Do not fly. I can tell you, people, do not fly on the airlines now.
Well, yeah, Monday we had Brian tell us. Yesterday, Brian told us all about trying to get back just from Dallas. So, it was an experience. So, he could have walked home faster than he got back here.
Hey, we spent Monday night in the airport at Atlanta. Wow. Never went to sleep.
Yeah,
got there at 10 in the morning and left Tuesday afternoon about 3 o'clock.
I don't even know if I'd sit down there anywhere in that airport.
What a nightmare.
Flight coming up in like 2 weeks, and I'm just like, man, I hope this does not go bad. At least we're leaving from Tallahassee, so it's kind of a smaller airport, so maybe
yeah. They get you on one of those ski planes where you can, you have to skydive out with your bags. So, but hopefully the People's Caller was trying to get a hold of me, but I can't go on the air with him just right now. So, but I know he'll come back hearty and heavy when he gets to come back. So. Anyway, one thing, we'll talk about, we had the softball tournament yesterday, the Bay County softball tournament, and it was North Bay Haven was playing Bozeman in that, and so I think Bozeman won this one. North Bay Haven beat North Bay Haven 7-6, and I think it was the first time Bozeman has beaten North Bay Haven in this championship thing in a couple of years, 3 or 4 years maybe. North Bay Haven's really had it going, and they had a girl that's Florida State commit and everything, so they did a good job. And then Florida High beat Weewaw. Weewaw beat Florida High 9-2. And a couple of baseball games yesterday. We got Coach Doug Lee today at 7:15. I let him talk about the Mosley game, but Holmes County was 10, Cottonwood 1, and Niceville 12, and Gulf Breeze 6. I know there was a lot more. Getting old as I am, my nap time and sleep time for night comes in earlier than I used to, so I couldn't look a lot of things up. But it's still baseball season going on, still softball, and track is going really well. So, and then as Coach Hale would say, there's only 2 seasons: there's football and there's spring football.
Of course.
So the spring football is coming up the end of the April, so it's getting pretty close too. So then we'll get cranked up again, and then Andy Burcham from Auburn comes on at 8:15 today, and this is his last visit with us because he's going to get cranked up with baseball, and we really appreciate him for all he does, talking about the Auburn Tigers. And for me, being a Lee County guy, born in Lee County and raised a little bit in Opelika. Now, I don't mean like downtown Opelika. I mean where they had to pipe in the sunlight.
Yeah, right.
Down around. My parents went to Beauregard High School, so that's where. But now that's all run together. So when you come into Beauregard, you might as well. You're in Auburn or Opelika. They're so close now. So, but anyway, that's some history stuff. And but anyway, so baseball is going good. Coach Lee and them. They're doing a really good job. Actually, all the coaches we're really blessed with some good coaches around here.
Yeah, baseball coaches, we always do real well in getting some quality coaches. And of course, as you know, there's so much baseball being played. All these travel teams and everybody plays. So that helps a lot with when they get up into the high school level. And I think Mosley has 5 more games to end their season.
Yeah, it's getting close. It really is.
About 5 more games. Yeah. They got back-to-back games with Arnold coming up.
Yeah.
So, and I was looking at their roster, Mosley's roster. Gosh, they only got 3 seniors on that team.
Yeah.
A lot of sophomores and some freshmen, and some juniors. But it's looking good for Doug in the future there.
Yeah. John, I was talking to John the other night, and they're like sophomore and juniors. The seniors, they have a few seniors, but they're not like 3 or 4 year lettermen. They kind of transferred in or moved in from somewhere, and so he's going to have it going too. And then I really the record doesn't indicate what a good job the guy at Rutherford's doing, but he really he's kind of turned it around. Yeah. But they're kind of like some other people. That numbers is what you got to have. You got to have a JV program. I don't in anything.
Yeah, that's true.
And so
that's very true.
But, and I hate to get on the county, the district. I usually do, but they I might even have to run for school board so I won't get on the school board guys all the time. But anyway, they're going to try. They did the Rutherford practice field. And so Bozeman's next, I believe. And really, if you've been at Bozeman, you have to practice up and downhill on the practice football field because I coached there a couple of years, so that'll be well deserved. And you can use that for the practice soccer field in the soccer season also. So it's going to be a good thing. And being from Nashville, all the Nashville metropolitan schools now have turf fields. They started that 2 or 3 years ago, and so
there's a lot of them going to that for the maintenance, especially for the maintenance part.
Right. And it's a lot easier. As you well know, Tommy Oliver, I think they were going to start out doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
And the thing about that is, and this is nothing against soccer, but if it's soccer season, wherever the goals are, it's just a worn path.
That's right.
Because that's, what's the goalie got to do but go back and forth. So, all our fields, though, are really in great shape when you look at, as you well know, you were in charge of them. But I remember when we used to do like we do the red and white game, it would be sand on it, and it looked like snow.
Yeah.
But by the time football season came around, man, it was immaculate. It really looked like a turf field.
It does.
You know, so, and
there's a lot of things to do to make a field back, and we had some good people that knew what they were doing, and now they've got some really great people who's in charge of the field maintenance. And I get his name, but he's a very nice guy and knows what he's doing now.
Yeah.
And that field, Tommy Oliver looked really great.
Is that Peterson or Peterson?
I don't know, but he was in the golf maintenance, so he knows what he's doing.
Right. You know, and we used to have a guy named Turner who did it.
Oh yeah, Ken Turner did it for a long time.
Yeah.
You know,
and then up at. I liked it when they had one main guy at each school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's a guy up there. I think his name was Davis. Was at Bozeman, and boy, that thing was immaculate too. So, but anyway, that's where your tax dollars are going, and I tell you what, it's worth it. Yeah, because
that's that's a safety issue with fields too, and you got to keep on it. You can't just slack off for a week or two and say, well, we'll let the grass grow. It don't work like that.
I know. I have a friend of mine who teaches and coaches. He's a head coach and AD at Springfield High School, and I was up there one time, and he had the lawnmower. The blade was kind of messed up, and he said, well, I guess you had to do this a lot. And I said, no, I never had to do it. The county did it. He was like, what? I said, I don't know. I said, I hate to tell you this, Steve used to cut our practice field. So.
Oh, boy.
So anyway, but yeah, there's a lot of perks and stuff, but there's some things going on, that I don't know how many lacrosse teams we have, but that's got to be catching on soon.
Yeah. We where was I? I was it's out at North Bay Haven. They have a lacrosse team out there, and I was out there picking up my granddaughter. She plays soccer, and of course they had lacrosse going on out there, and I watched them for a little bit, and that's catching on a lot. That's going to be a pretty good sport, pretty tough sport too now.
Well, yeah, you got to have almost as many pads as you own as you do in football.
I know it.
And how many sticks do you have to have? Because they, you crush them, and then the goalie has to have a special one and special pads. And so if you're outfitting a lacrosse team, buddy, you got to have some boosters. I can tell you
those sticks are long. I mean, they'll hit you in the head. Watch out what you're doing.
The helmets, everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But, another thing that's really catching on. Really is excited. I watched one the other day. The flag football.
Oh yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, Leon County's been doing it quite some time over there. They've had it for the girls and I guess guys too. So they even have. Don't they have national championships in that now? I think they do.
I think they do, yeah.
I think they do.
And then we got beach volleyball going on.
Oh, yeah.
There's, sometimes there's not enough girls to go around. We got softball, we got track, and you got, not lacrosse, but you got beach volleyball and you have flag football. So, and I watched, I was given a kicking lesson yesterday, and I was over at Bay, and I watched them practice. They get after it. Even in practice, it sounds like, you got to know all the claps and the cheers, and because it's like going to softball.
Yeah,
you don't know all the cheers and all the things they do. So, anyway, all right, sports fans, this is how you get rid of 15 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I just, some of those things that come up that we don't get really a lot to talk about. So,
well, it's good. It's good that that schools can offer these sports to get kids out there. I mean, people don't. I think most people do realize athletics is great for kids. It's a unbelievable opportunity for kids to get out there and grow personality wise. Social wise and everything. It's just good for them to be out there, for something for them to do, good for their physical condition also.
Right. So. The thing too is you actually talk to people, you actually communicate and everything, so everything's going good.
Hey, bud.
All right, when you got another legend coming in here.
Comes on bicycle, man.
That's right. Did you drive your car or did you drive in here today?
No, I drove my car.
I don't blame you. Don't get on that bridge. But
yeah.
Oh boy.
But anyway, we and then swimming. We've talked about some things too. And I know if you have a pool like Mosley does, sometimes that's not a good thing. That's a headache.
And if you need a pool, I got one you can have. Just come get it.
I know. The best pool to have is if your neighbor's got one.
Right.
That's right. It's like a boat. It's better to go with your friend than it is to own the boat.
That's true. That's true. crews.
But I heard y'all talking about the maintenance guys. The Bay District has one of the best pool maintenance guys in the world. Right. Michael Kennedy. He takes phenomenal care of that pool. Keeps everything running smooth. Keeps that thing really clean.
And you think grass is hard to take care of. Y'all try them pools now. Everything counts there.
Yeah, he has to know all about those chemicals and the balance and keeping everything just right. And he keeps that thing perfect.
He's not quite as tall as his dad, but he's almost there.
Yeah, he keeps that thing perfect.
He does a good job. Yeah, he does really good job. We were just talking about girls' sports and everything, and swimming. You have a pretty good turnout, but it really goes by schools, doesn't it? Like some schools have a lot more than. Yeah,
like I said, Rutherford, dwindled down to nothing and ended up hasn't had a team for the last 3 years, and now the and Bay High dwindled down to about 6, but the lady there has built that back up to 14 or 15 kids. Hopefully, she'll keep doing it and build that program back up. Because, when I started back, I left for a few years, came back in 2000 after a little break. Bay High had, I mean, I remember us winning county one year by 1 point against Bay High. I mean, they were the real deal. And just over the years, and it's – a lot of times it comes down to stability in the coaching. Bay High went through a lot of coaches that during that time they had parent coaches. The coaches that were coaching had kids on the team, and they were really serious about it and stuff.
Right.
So,
But and then I would like to say I was the athletic director when they were really good. So I just like to say, no, but and I left out tennis too, girls. You can't go out saying Coach O's at Rutherford. He had a state champion in tennis. Yeah. So congratulations to him. Now, that's a guy that coaches everything and referees everything. I don't even know. I think he just sleeps at school. So anyway, so we got to get to see talk about some of our people. Well, let's talk about Steve's Bike Shop to start with. How about that?
Sure. Go ahead. Talk about me.
Well, I want to tell you one thing, folks. This guy will take care of you. I've had all kinds of problems. He can build one, he can fix one, or he can get you a new one. So
I took my bike that I bought from them a long time ago. I said, Steve, this ain't even worth fixing. He said, oh, yeah, you need it. Of course, he had it fixed up in 2 days. He called me and said, it's ready.
Yeah, I know it.
And it's worked ever since good. So, I got one my wife's got I need to bring to you now.
We'll take care of you.
Right. And then also, if Turf Pro, they're having a tax break sale. If you can get a hold of them before the April 15th, they will give you the first thing free, and then you can sign up with them. But I want to tell you what, Pat and them, they do a tremendous job. They came by and said, we can't do anything with this yard. They had to turn it all over and fix it. But he did. And I guess it's time for us to go there, James. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Coach Doug Lee at Mosley High School.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
How did you like the Savannah Bananas? From what I've seen, it's a lot of men twerking with their clothes off, shaking their butts in those tight.
They keep their clothes on.
They got their shirts off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they take their shirts off. It looks like to me a baseball Magic Mike performance. I'm sorry.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. A variety of sunshine and slight fog this afternoon. An evening with a wind out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour and the high of 75. Tonight look for slight fog with a temperature near 64. Tomorrow, a high around 75 and slight fog in the morning followed by mostly sunshine. Saturday, hot with a high of 78 and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you living with chronic pain, anxiety, or sleepless nights? You don't have to just get by. You deserve to thrive. At Thrive Alternative Medicine on Panama City Beach Parkway, Dr. Laughlin and counselor Suzanne Clark provide a compassionate path to relief, from medical marijuana card certifications to professional mental health counseling, managing conditions like PTSD, chronic pain, and the complexities of cancer. Book online at thrivealternativemedicine.com. thrivealternativemedicine.com. Find the relief you deserve.
Looking for patriotic apparel that actually means something? Come visit Bales of Blue in the heart of Lynn Haven on Ohio Avenue. We carry top brands like Run Style and Nine Line, plus our own line of patriotic gear made for those who serve. Discounts for military and first responders because service deserves recognition. Stop by today on Ohio Avenue in Lynn Haven or shop online at balesofblue.com. Bales of Blue, patriotic apparel, gifts, and gear built for those who serve.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
Lots of force on this one. Hello, Chop House. A 2-run homer.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're joined by the coach himself, Mr. Steve Burdishaw, or Steve's Bike Shop, or you don't ever get it confused and try to drive your bike in the pool, do you?
I do not.
Okay, good. And then, of course, we got Tommy St. Amant, the athletic director of the years. So anyway, and we're going to have a legend on himself, Coach Doug Steve Lee. So nobody knows that's his middle name, but I just named it. That's a private joke, though. Isn't it, Coach Lee? How about it, man?
Hey, Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. I hate to give away your middle name to everybody, but I had to do it.
Well, hey, Coach Dubrell and I go way back, and I really had a great time playing for him back in the day. Man, that was my days at Everett.
Yep.
Junior high was back then, and we used to have some wars when we all at Jinx. Now, Jinx always had a great basketball team.
We did. We had some good times. Steve's a great guy. You know, I enjoyed competing against him, and people don't know it, but, you know, he's a heck of a golfer, too. So don't let him sneak up on you and say, hey, let's play for this, because he's going to take your money or your hamburger. So,
I understand that completely.
Yes, well, tell us what's going on. You don't have very long left before the district tournament starts.
No, I tell you, it seems like we just started the season. It's going by so fast, but, you know, we talk about that with our players all the time. But, you know, we've got about, I think it's 5-6 games left, and, you know, we're right where we want to be. I mean, I'm really pleased with this team, and, man, they just play hard. They do. Every night they've come to the ballpark. They've played hard and done everything we've asked them to do. And, you know, our coaching staff, I tell you, they've just done a tremendous job. And it's just great to have good help that can help you on a daily period. But, man, we looking forward to the rest of the season and, you know, looking forward to postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, you know, when you have Coach Harless sitting over there watching his son, he's kind of watching everything. So pick his brain every once in a while is not a bad idea. So.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, speaking of his son, I mean, he's one of the main reasons where we're at. I mean, Ryan has had a tremendous, in my opinion, he is what a Louisville or a Division I or ACC commit should look like. He's been outstanding on the mound, and I just see a lot of growth from him from last year to this year, just knowing when to maybe reach back for a little extra when you got 2 strikes to get the guy. And his changeup, he has developed a changeup that's just unbelievable pitch, and really, you know, I've always felt like the changeup's really your best pitch if you really develop it, but his changeup's outstanding, and of course he has a great slider too to go with it. But he's been outstanding on the mound for us.
Yeah, I watched him when he played Bay. You know, I got to talk to Todd a little bit, but, you know, watching his mechanics and watching his pitch location, you know, was really something to look at. You know, it's just like you said, that's the guy that needs to go to the D1 schools, and so congratulations to him. You know, I want to switch gears just quickly. You know, you were an umpire in Division I baseball. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, I really enjoyed it, and I was grateful just for the opportunity to be a part of it. I was actually, when I think it was 23, 24 years old, I probably wasn't even ready, actually, to be in the league. I was just in the right time and the right place, and was on the very first ACC umpiring conference staff, and then went into coaching. I hadn't even finished my degree when that happened. Got into coaching for about 11 years, and then went back to the ACC, the umpiring. But, you know, I learned a lot about the game in that situation. I was telling a story last night to our coaches. You know, Bill Wilhelm was at Clemson, and I remember it was a 2-2 pitch. It was in the dirt, and, you know, ball's in the dirt. You kind of check the ball, and it was bases loaded, one-run game, and I put the ball back in my ball bag, not thinking anything of it, and gave the pitcher a new ball. Well, I remember Bill Wilhelm. He just wore me slap out because he wanted his pitcher to throw that critical 3-2 pitch with the same ball, and I didn't throw it out, and you know I put it back in my ball bag. Well, I can tell you right now, after that, every ball's in the dirt, I just threw it out.
That's called experience, by the way.
It's just little stuff like that that I learned along the way, and just to be able to work a couple NCAA regionals and have that experience, and just the umpires. I really miss just working with meeting guys and going to different schools. I miss that part of it.
Right. You do. I know. Right towards getting ready for the conference tournaments, did you all stay with the same crew to be together, or did you always meet somebody that just was in your conference umpire pool?
Well, when we first started out, we were all on the same crew. I was started with Bruce Van and Al Davis, and it was us three that went to all the ACC schools. But as it grew, we just had different crews every weekend, and then in the NCAA, you know, I may have my first crew chiefs from Michigan, you know, and I had a guy from California, so they were guys from all over. But that was kind of like I said, it gave you a different perspective of just working with different guys from all over the country too.
Right. Yeah. So Bruce Van was a great guy too. You know, so. You know, I thought one time in basketball, Choctaw lettered him because when he would used to call him, Tommy can tell you something about that because he was at Fort Walton Beach. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Tommy has a history with Bruce, and just one quick funny story with Bruce and Coach Martin. Bruce and Coach Martin, Levin, they got into it one night over a play at first base, and I'm at the plate, so. You know, every now and then, I think they just went toe-to-toe just to get the animals excited over there, I think, sometimes in Florida State section. But Levin came out, was barking at Bruce pretty well, so I walked down there because, you know, you kind of want to, if something goes haywire, you know, you're the guy that's supposed to walk him off. Well, I heard Bruce tell him, said, Levin, you better go now. He said, you know, and I don't hear another word. And so Levin turns around and walks off. Well, by that time, he turned back around. And he said something, I can't remember exactly what he said. He barked at Bruce, and Bruce threw him out of the game right away. And Levin said, Bruce, he said, why did you throw me out of the game? He said, because you lied to me. He said, what do you mean? He said, I told you not to say another word, and you said another word. You lied to me.
That sounds like Bruce.
You know, it was fun to watch Bruce and Levin. You know, they had a really, really close, special relationship that people didn't really, may not know. But, yeah, just to be a part of some of those memories. I miss Bruce. I think about him all the time. I go over there to Florida State, see my daughter, or watch a game. So he was tremendous in my career as far as getting me started as an umpire.
You know, Doug, Tommy. You know, Bruce's wife passed away in the FSU stands.
I remember that day.
Yeah.
I do remember that day.
Yeah, but I think she had heart problems or something. But Bruce is a real good friend of mine. We played softball together, and he'd go to a lot of our basketball games. The ones he officiated, we always enjoyed him being our official, as you would know. But Bruce is a great guy. I do miss him too. I really do.
Yeah, I got to call a couple of times with him over there in the Choctaw Fort Walton games, and so I said, do I need to make sure I watch you close? He said, no, I'll be fine. I mean, you know, Beanie Gabbert would just go crazy, and so you know. But anyway, tell me a little bit about who's in your district, because you know I'm getting old, I forget a lot of stuff, and so I don't even remember what I had for breakfast. But
well, I'm getting up there with you on that note, Coach Danner. But no, we Lincoln and Childs and Leon are in our district. We're in that Tallahassee area. Childs is ranked number 1 right now and has a very good club, well coached, has tremendous arms, and their top 3 guys can do a lot of damage at the plate. And Lincoln is Lincoln. Now, Coach Gargan, bless his heart, he's played one of the toughest schedules I know in the state of Florida, and I think they're sitting around 9-8, 8-9, something like that, 500. But that is very, very,
deceptive.
You got to keep. Yeah, it's very deceptive. You got to keep in mind and look at who all they've played. They've played the who's who schedule this year, and so. And then Coach Zimmerman's at Leon. Coach Zimmerman's been doing it. I guarantee he's been doing it for 35 years. He's an outstanding baseball man. So, it's a very tough district. We're looking forward to that coming up. And of course, we got baseball to be played, and we'd like to stay where we're at right now in our rankings.
Yeah, the FHSA doesn't take it easy on you. You got to travel over there 2-3 times at least, right?
At least twice, possibly 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Did y'all if we do that? Do y'all play like a doubleheader or?
No, sir. We play single games.
Okay.
And I kind of prefer. I like single games. Doubleheaders are tough, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that. I just didn't know. So.
Hey, Doug, I was looking at your roster this morning. You only have 3 seniors on your team.
Yeah, so we've got 3 seniors.
Wow.
It's an underclassmen team and kind of heavy junior laden team. But,
right.
And some of those juniors have been around enough. As a matter of fact, we talked about it the other day. I mean, in my opinion, you're kind of the blessing is we got you coming back next year. But they're really, I look at them as seniors. They've been around here so long.
Yeah. Well, how is the road kid? Is he playing it at all? Is he back still messed up or?
Yeah, and I tell you that has been I've hated that for him and been a big disappointment for us just because I'm really high on him. He's a sophomore. He has an electric arm, very athletic, and he has some juice in his bat too. And I just hate that he's lost this sophomore year. And I tell you that here's what I think how much I love him. He's at every practice. He's almost become like an assistant coach. I told him the other day, you need to go and coach it because he just takes the initiative, does a lot of coaching, and there is something to be said to that too. So I mean, he's still an integral, big part of our program, even though he's not out there on the field.
Is he going to be able to play his junior year? You think?
I think so. He went back for his checkup yesterday, and we were hoping we might get some good news, but. He just needs some more time to heal, and so it is what it is at this point. But I look for him to come back and have a great junior and senior year for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go, Doug, and we appreciate you, buddy, and good luck the rest of the season.
Well, thank y'all for having us, and thanks for all for doing high school baseball.
You're welcome. If you want to have an athlete, you got some athletes I know. Coach Lee and Coach Brown and a bunch of them, they say, Max Fit Sports Nutrition. They will take care of you, and they will do, they got meal programs. They got all kinds of stuff there. They got any kind of protein you need, and they will not give you something you don't want. They'll let you try it before you buy it, and to get out there and see them. We were at J. Michael's yesterday. I thought Brian was going to pay, but Richard Sanders sneaked in and paid for us. But we were sitting there waiting on the check, and he was going to see how long we sat there. So we did for quite a while. We finally got up, and so anyway. And then if you over in Lynn Haven, you got to stop by Beef O'Brady's and see Pat for us. He does a great job. He's the commissioner. I wished he'd have run for mayor. He would have probably won. So anyway, but maybe he doesn't want that headache. I don't know. But Beef O'Brady's, get out there. What a great place. Just like going to Cheers. They all know your name and everything. So. Get out there, and we'll be right back at 104.3 ESPN with Tommy St. Amant and FSU.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Is your boss aware that you're on live national television?
Of all the times I've talked to your producers in the back, they've never asked, they've asked me questions, they've never asked me that question. Some are, some aren't. There's your answer.
Okay. And by the way, if they have a problem with it, we will deal with them.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfurt Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay-down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Are you ready for another historic season at the bank? It's time to lock in your seats for 2026 by placing your deposit now. Next season will be played at Everbank Stadium, but seating capacity is limited due to in-bowl renovations, and spots are going fast. Don't miss out on your chance to see the season's biggest matchups and highlight real moments by placing your deposit at jaguars.com/tickets or by calling 904-633-2000. Go Jags!
For the A.
Here comes the throw. It's late. Braves win.
Your spot for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast. Listen live nights and weekends. This is Braves Country. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! All right, brought to you by Newbies. Man, I tell you what, 4 great locations. My favorite one now is on Bayview Avenue, the Blue Building. They are doing fantastic there. It just gets better and better every week. So, not that I go there every week, but I got my name on a stool over there, so no, that doesn't make any difference for them. They just rent it out, so I get a little chip of that too. So, but it's kind of like I used to go to the El Taco place over there on Beck, and they would limit me to 1 gallon margaritas a week. So they kind of limit me there too. But anyway, so Charlotte, they and John, they do a great job, and they really promote everything in this county. They've really helped out a lot of people. So congratulations to them. And so we'll see. And you got the best entertainment now. All you spring breakers get out there, the newbies can't have the mothership, and so when I was here in the military, it was only one place, on the curb. So I've spent a lot of time rolling around the parking lot out there, so it's a great place. So, all right, what you got for us on the old nose?
Well, we're gonna start with baseball since they're going strong. Baseball and softball. FSU right now is 19-5, and as everyone knows, they just lost to game against UF Florida 5-0 over in Jacksonville, and they are on a 3-game series coming up now with Duke, which will be a big ACC game. Duke's 17-10 right now. They play tomorrow night, Friday at 6:00 in Tallahassee. Then Saturday they play at 2:00 in Tallahassee, and then Sunday finishes 3-game series up at 1:00. So that's going to be a big series for FSU. They need to come back from their losses, the 2 losses to University of Florida. So we'll see what happens. It'll be some really good baseball if you want to go over in Tallahassee and stay there for the weekend, or just pick up a game or two. It'll be some very, very good games. Softball, they are doing really well. They're 29-4. They have won 18 games in a row, and Isa Torres has set a NCAA record with 16 straight hits in fast pitch softball, which is almost unbelievable.
Well, the one they didn't give her a hit on, she would have beat it out anyway.
Yeah,
but they should have given it to her, but they said it was an error. So.
Well, that's not bad. 16 straight hits. Now they're going to Clemson. They've got a 3-game set with Clemson. Clemson's 22-10. And they play at Clemson on this Friday at 6:00, and then Saturday at 12 noon, and then Sunday at 6. I don't know why they're playing on Sunday so late, but I guess they're gonna actually fly up there because they can just get on the plane and fly back. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that. They might be delayed before they fly
Well,
back.
I think doesn't Florida State have a charter plane they can just use?
Yeah, I don't know if they got. It's not real big, but it might hold a soccer team. I don't know, but anyway, they need to have one because I wouldn't trust the commercial flights nowadays. Anyway.
Well, I would personally drive Torres up there, so she made it. I can tell you that. She started off Monday night, about the second pitch home run.
Yeah.
I mean, she's amazing.
She is amazing. She's great. She's from Texas, Georgetown, Texas.
Yeah, that's
so. Yeah. And what the Florida game is, of course, being an FSU fan as Glenn and I are. It's the big rival with Florida. I said, what's the deal here? I know it's a midweek game, and normally coaches throw their players in. They're trying to develop, and they don't use the pitchers they normally pitch on the weekdays when they're in the conference. But I went back and looked, and Glenn and I was talking about this before we get on the air. But in that first game they played, they got beat 6-3. Florida beat them 6-3 in Gainesville. They struck out 18 times in that game, 18 times. In the second game they played in Jacksonville, they got beat 5-0. They struck out 16 times. They had 6 hits in the first game, 4 hits in the second game. So in 18 innings against Florida, they struck out 34 times. They had only 10 hits in those 2 games. And they had 17 walks. That's what kills you. 17 walks in that game. But looking at the hits, Florida in those 2 game sets had 11 hits total. FSU had 10 hits to total.
But it's just the right time.
It shows you what walks and strikeouts can do for you.
Right.
Now the good thing is April the 7th they got Florida coming to Tallahassee. So I'm sure Link Jarrett's going to probably say, look. Even though it's a Tuesday game, I'm going to pitch one of my better pitchers, hopefully. But the thing about Coach Jarrett, if he puts you in the game, you walk somebody, you're out of there. I mean, he's got so many pitchers. He believes in. He don't let them stay in there very long. But anyway, he's a great coach, and I'm very impressed with him and what he's going to probably do for FSU baseball. The second, last thing we'll talk about a little bit about football, and as y'all know, a lot of kids coming in and out watching spring practice. They're going through spring practice right now, and Norvell, as everybody knows, is going to be calling the games, calling the plays, the offense, and they've got a lot more staff members to help him with all the things that they've got now, general managers, developers, recruiters, coordinators. They got everything now. So, and plus, they've got a brand new facility, and it's top of the line. I mean, it's
that's
phenomenal.
one of the wow products when they show up.
Oh yeah, and I do take War Chant. It's a subscription base for FSU, and I always look at the kids that come through there and see how they react to the coaches, and of course it doesn't mean they're going to all stay there, but what they say, especially kids that's never been there. And there's one kid, his name is Israel Abrams. He's from Illinois, a 6'5" kid, 190 pounds, the number 3 rated quarterback in the cycle coming up in 2027. And he's the 44th best player in the nation. And he came to I guess he just wanted to see what FSU's about. He'd never been there in his whole life. And, of course, when the kids come through like that, the media jump on him and say, well, tell me, how'd you like it? You know what the first thing he said? I'm speechless.
Wow.
I mean, he was so impressed with what he saw with the coaches and the new facility they walked through. I mean, if you're a kid and you've never been there before and you walk through that facility, it will open your eyes. And he said it's a really cool place, and he said that, and they said, well, is FSU now, because FSU wasn't even listed on his, where they project he might go. Right. He wasn't even listed. FSU wasn't even listed. They said, well, is FSU now a contender? He said 100%. Wow. So that doesn't mean he's going to sign and come to FSU. But then he talked about Norvell. Of course, Norvell spends a lot of time with him. Glenn and I both know that they'll come out. When you show up out there, they're outside to meet you. They don't They don't wait for someone to bring you to. They're out there with you. And Norvell always hugs them. That's one of his signature things. Shakes hand, hugs them, and welcomes there. But he said that Norvell is a super great guy, which I know I've been around him enough to know he is a very honest. And I don't know what they talked about, but this kid said, I have never heard a coach say things like he said. In all the times I've been around coaches, I've never heard that. And he really wants now to take an official visit. Now, when you take an official visit, that's a whole new different ball game.
Right.
You know, most everything's paid for an official, whereas this visit, he was paying for it. Yeah. And his parents was there too. So this kid's undoubtedly going to be pretty serious. It's going to see how all that falls out, because you never know where kids go. You know, money talks these days.
Even now, when they sign and show up, you got to keep them.
And they enroll in school, and then they leave.
That'd be like swimmers swim one lap and then get out of the pool, going to the other team. You know,
pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean,
Steve said, "I hope I don't have."
Here's the thing, though: you can't blame them for wanting the money. I mean, you know, I got my $15 laundry money per month, whether I needed it or not. I can assure you it never went to laundry. I can assure you that. So, Pabst Blue Ribbon, here we come. But anyway, you know, those kind of things, we have to get a control under that. And the other thing I worry about is if they're getting all this money and they go in the portal and they don't get somewhere and they don't come back, when that money runs out, you know, now you got to pay for it.
You got to pay income tax on it.
Yeah, and if somebody wants to pick you up or not, then you're out of a degree in which, you know, I don't know.
I've read somewhere where I think about 30-something% of the kids who go in the portal, they don't find another school.
Wow.
So, I mean, the money that some of these kids are making, man, I'd stay in college 10 years if I could. I'd try everything.
I tried that. I started in 67 and ended up at 75, but there was a couple of military things in between there. But anyway, so you know, when you come back, you don't have a GPA. That's kind of tough to start with. So, but listen, talk about some of our great sponsors right now. If you want to go get a great meal, go to Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. And I tell you what, while you're down there, just go right on down the street and see Russ and Amber for Adamson Jewelry. Great place. I took my dad's class ring in there. This is a real, like 1939 ring or something. Man, it was loaded. It was, you know, it was really gold. It wasn't one of those fake things. And so they gave me a great price for it and everything. Somebody said, "You sold your dad's ring?" I said, "Yeah, but look, what I'm going to keep it in the ring box so my son can hold on to it for another 30 years. I mean, you know." So anyway, I hated to do it, but it was just, I'm going to see what this is worth. And when they gave me the price, I went, ooh, hold on. Yeah. So anyway, and now, you know, we got a Pepper's Grill on the beach right there on the Beach Parkway where the old Friday's building used to be. They've really fixed it up, and it looks great, and all their great food and their special drinks. And, you know, I have to have 2 straws when I order their margarita so somebody can share with me, not because I drink it out of 2 straws, but anyway. And then also, you know, Dr. Ward, you can't talk enough about him. You know, the people love to see him hear him talk about Florida, especially us Florida State people. But if you have skin cancer, you know, it only takes 5 minutes to take care of it. And I had a place cut off in my hand, and I asked the doctor, "So why don't I get it right here?" And he said, "Well, do you play golf?" And I go, "Yeah." He said, "Do you wear a glove on that hand?" I go, "No." And he said, "Well, how many years you been playing golf?" So I was like, "Ooh, you got to cover up when you can." Yeah. We are 104.3 ESPN. We'll be right back, and we'll talk a little bit about the Florida Gators.
Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
Overall team accomplishment, Jalen Hurts and Sam Darnold have more than a guy like Josh Allen. There's no way in your mind you can envision a moment Josh Allen is not on the Bills. And yet, if I were to tell you 2-3 years from now, both Sam Darnold and Jalen Hurts are not on the team that they're on right now, you wouldn't bat an eye.
If I were to tell you a year from now, one of those 2 quarterbacks will be called a 2-time champion, you wouldn't blink either.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle. Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. A variety of sunshine and slight fog this afternoon. An evening with a wind out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour and the high of 75. Tonight, look for slight fog with a temperature near 64. Tomorrow, a high around 75 and slight fog in the morning followed by mostly sunshine. Saturday, hot with a high of 78 and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Crawfish season is back, and the heat is on at Lone Star Boil House. Lone Star Boil House is where the locals go for delicious, mouth-watering Cajun crawfish, shrimp, buttery red royals, and everything crab. Plus, Lone Star Boil House is now serving liquor. Get crawfish 6 days a week, open to close. To-go crawfish also available at the front bar, and crush the follow on Facebook for frequent food and drink specials. Lone Star Boil House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Let your spring adventures begin in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by today and discover Kia and take a test drive. See all the new features that elevate any adventure. We've got new 2025 Kias on the lot, and the savings are big. Telluride, Sorrento, Sportage, Seltos, Soul, K4s, and K5s. Hurry, because they won't last. Now offering 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia K4. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. See us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. The road is yours.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 K4 with $2,209 per month per 1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 3/31/26.
Hey sports fans, this is Orlando Magic's power forward Jonathan Isaac, and you're listening to Coach James Hale Morning Show live from J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
I hate to say this, go Gators!
I'm glad you said it.
I know it. I have to wash my mouth out with vodka or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, so anyway, I thought, when we played them in baseball the other night, I thought we were batting with wiffle ball bats. You know what I'm saying?
Big holes in it.
Yeah, boat paddles. We couldn't get it around or something. I don't know. But anyway, so we'll talk a little bit about the Florida Gators. Their baseball team, of course, now is 20-6. They're 3-3 in the SEC, which means they're tied for 6th. But that doesn't really mean anything because you got 4 or 5 tied at the top, and then they got a bunch of them with 3-3 records. And so, but anyway, they are doing really good. And so, they're tied with people. Like Mississippi State, Auburn, Kentucky, Texas, and Oklahoma. Those are some of the teams that are 3-3. So, as it goes on, SEC will get a little tougher. And they will be at, which is really funny because I'm going to get into Florida softball, but they're at Arkansas this weekend. So they'll play on a Friday, and Arkansas is 19-7, and they're 4-2 in the ACC, so they're tied at the top with 3 or 4 people. So they haven't played enough games yet, and everything. So, Florida State in baseball and softball, they're like a week behind. Everybody played a week earlier with them on ACC schedule. So even though we're 5-1 in the ACC, we're winning the ACC, but they haven't played as many games. So they're looking really good. And, every time if you beat Florida State, and I know that was a little feather in their cap, and they really liked it. I turned it off about the 4th inning and said, I can't watch this. It's like, but anyway. So I kept saying, if you talk about it, like you're not supposed to talk about a no-hitter. I thought if I talked about it would help, but I did not save it. What I did was threw gasoline on the fire. So what I did, it went up in flames. But anyway, now their softball team, in the SEC, they're 8-1. They're tied for third, and they're number 4 in the nation at 32-2. And which is really funny because I had to look at this twice. This weekend they go to Arkansas. So both of them are in Arkansas this weekend. So they'll play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday just like them. Arkansas is 28-4, and they're 3-3 in the SEC in softball. And then Texas is number 1, which is actually number 1 in the nation. And Oklahoma, and then University of Florida is number 3. So, the lady from Oklahoma, she makes $1.3 million a year, Miss Gassy. So.
She's going to be all right.
That's a base salary. That's not an incentive or anything. But what really gets me is, they play in Oklahoma City, and if you're from Oklahoma, guess what? It's only 40 miles away, so they have a top crowds there when they play. But Florida Gators, they're doing really well, and you can't say enough about them. As far as athletes, and they're really going really well. So I can't say too much more. I'll probably get faint and pass out. But you can't say enough about the SEC either, because they're very strong in all athletics, and I know that swimming and gymnastics and all that good stuff. So you know more about the swimming deal from Florida.
Florida has always been a major player when it comes to swimming. I mean, they've got several SEC championships and national championships, and their biggest rival is usually Texas.
And they got some Olympic champions too, don't they?
Oh yeah, I mean Florida's always turning out Olympic champions, and the only other school that really rivals them is probably Texas. And
wow,
yeah.
So you don't just walk on there. You better.
No,
that's
you
invite
don't.
only,
No,
right?
No, I found that out in the 70s. You don't walk on there.
I wonder what kind of scholarships you think Florida gives swimmers? Are they?
I have, in swimming they don't. If you get what they call the full ride, you're probably one of the best swimmers in the world. Right. They usually just, I remember when Michael Duderstadt went to Auburn, I think they waived his out-of-state tuition. I think they gave him books, a meal plan, and waived his out-of-state tuition. So it was and this is a kid that ended up being a 3-time SEC champion and was 5th overall in the NCAA championships.
Right.
He was upper echelon.
Where is he now? Do you have any idea where he is?
I don't know where he is. I know last I heard he's doing really well. I think he's married now. I mean, gosh, he's got to be in his early 30s now.
Right.
Yeah, that was 2012 when he graduated from high school. So it's been a minute ago.
Do you know how the NIL affects those people? Just far, I don't mean it that way, but
I would be shocked if there's any swimmers getting any NIL money unless they're already nationally known, like unless they're already Olympians or swimmers like that might be getting some. Yeah.
Usually for NIL deals, there's not really a lot of return in your investment.
Right.
Unless you're a corporation, which can afford to do that.
Well, let's talk about Michael Phelps. I think last time I looked, he's worth $30 million. Okay, think about that. So he was the best of the best. Mm-hmm. Well, an NFL player makes $30 million a year.
Right.
The best of the best swimmer has accumulated $30 million over his whole career, and an NFL player gets $20 to $30 million a year. So there's nobody. If you make a living swimming, you're really, really good.
Sounds like he got rich, magazine. Like some of those people that are the first term in the Congress.
Yeah. I don't know. Swimmers don't even do that well.
I know. But I want to give you a segment later on about we want to talk about swimming, what's going on and everything. But, right now, I tell you what, if you're a Florida Gator, you're doing really well. I tell you what, and we haven't heard much about football. They just came back, so we actually talked to Mr. Mark McLeod yesterday, so he gave us some little updates. But they're just coming back and everything, and so we know they're doing well. I think they're going to win more than they won last year. I think
they got a good quarterback this year.
They do, yeah.
They brought the best.
Yeah, absolutely. And they spent a couple of dollars too. Yeah. Well, they have one of the guys has the correct change, as they say. So anyway, we'll talk about some of our great sponsors now. Also, let's see. We talked about TK Vandy. Know him personally. Know his whole family. He and his brother both Kyle Vandergrift both played football for me. They were actually both kickers for me. So, and they're general contractors, but they kind of specialize in roofing. But if you want it done, they can do it. So make sure you reach out to them. And Don and Judy just had their 50th wedding anniversary, right March the 7th. So they've been around quite a while too. So congratulations to them. You want to go to Turf Pro, get your yard fixed just like everybody, but they have a tax break special going on between now and April 15th. They will come out and look at your yard, try to fix it, and they'll give you first treatment free, and then everything else from there. But I tell you what, if you want it looking really sharp and really good, you want to go out there and do it really well. Also, we'll get to them because when we come back from the Alabama update, we'll talk about Stevenson air conditioning. But you know what? They'll just put what you need. They won't try to say something, over what you need and everything. And they do really a fantastic cleanup. I was really impressed with that, but I couldn't get them to do my windows. That's the only bad. They just looked at me and laughed and said, "No, we're not doing that." So anyway, but get out there and see them. And also Steve's Bike Shop, if you want it done really well, and everything goes on good, and he'll either make you one, or he'll fix one, or he'll buy you a new one. So he'll buy it, but you have to buy it from him. So talk a little bit about it, Steve, while we got a chance to go.
Well, yeah, we whatever you have, electric bikes or regular bikes, we can fix all of them. We have new and used bikes in stock. We got most of the price points covered, and anything you need repaired, flats fixed, gears adjusted, we can do it.
Crew's been with you quite a while.
Yeah, I got some good mechanics in there. Yes, I do.
Yeah, so they saw me come as like secret stuff that closed the door so I couldn't see it. I wouldn't know what they were doing anyway, so it wouldn't matter. But anyway, we'll be right back with some of your favorite Alabama update. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
They've got the heat, and we've got the call.
And he is toast. Swung on and missed.
With Chris Sale leading the charge and Spencer Strider bringing the fire back to the mound.
It is a 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Chris Sale.
The rotation is locked and loaded for 2026.
Struck him out. Went down and away with a nasty splitter.
Hear every masterpiece and every high heat save on your home for the Atlanta Braves. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. A variety of sunshine and slight fog this afternoon. An evening with a wind out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour and the high of 75. Tonight, look for slight fog with a temperature near 64. Tomorrow, a high around 75 and slight fog in the morning followed by mostly sunshine. Saturday, hot with a high of 78 and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
It's March, which means it's tournament time at Coin & Bullion Reserve's Fine Jewelry. Colored gemstones are making a fast break. Emeralds, sapphires, rubies. Select colored gemstones up to 80% off. Regular prices? Benched. This is your shot to score some serious sparkle. Only at Coin & Bullion Reserve's Fine Jewelry. Hurry in before the final buzzer.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John. ESPN Northwest Florida.
You're not dreaming. Krispy Kreme's new donut collection brings together the crunching joy of Oreo cookies and the melt-in-your-mouth magic of Krispy Kreme. Introducing the new Golden Oreo and Chocolate Oreo donuts, plus the classic Oreo cookies and cream donut. These donuts are 100% fun and craveable. Krispy Kreme donuts in front of HCA Hospital, 23rd Street, Panama City, and on the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan. Krispy Kreme donuts since 1937, where you get them hot.
Want to know the inside scoop on your favorite teams? From the gridiron to the hardwood to the diamond. For comprehensive sports coverage, it's ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
Roll Tide, roll. So
I was going to offer to do that for you.
Yeah, no, I tell you what, I got shivers all over my body doing that, and I hope Andy Burcham doesn't get on me for saying that. But anyway, that'll be 2 shots of vodka to get that taste out of my mouth. So anyway, but talk a little bit about Alabama. I want to go right into the basketball thing. As you well know, they're playing in the Sweet 16. They're playing Michigan now. They play at 6:35 on Friday. It'll be on ESPN. So, and hopefully they don't have a conflict with another one. I don't know which one, ESPN or CBS. They're showing one game at 7:10 and one game at 7:35. So, I mean, you're going to have to split your TV or something.
Yeah.
This is not the time to do that.
No, I know it.
So, but anyway, I don't know if it's to me, I don't know how you can make more money by doing that. I would think you would make more money on your sales if everybody got to watch one game. But
I agree.
The basketball team, the possibility there, these are people, and everybody has an opinion. The other guys get paid more than we do to make an opinion, but they're saying that Alabama has an 18% chance of winning that game.
Yeah, they're going. Michigan's pretty tough.
Yeah, I just think we got to prove them wrong. I just, the Big Ten to me.
Well, they're going to have to be. Alabama's going to be hot on their threes. If they're hot on their threes,
right.
But if they come out cold, it's going to be bad situations.
Well, maybe the guy can. I was going to say a joke about the drug dealer, but I won't. But maybe he can feed him something for it. No. Anyway, it really and truly, nobody thinks about this but me, because I should have been a lawyer. But who's calling the game? What conference is calling the game? Because it makes a difference. I saw some games where, no blood, no foul, and then I saw one, if you breathe on them, they're going to call it. And what gets me is they bang around in the middle in there, don't call anything. No. They call something 28 feet out from the thing because the guy touched him, or he didn't touch him. We're not sure.
Yeah, there needs to be some consistency.
If you take that ball in the middle in college basketball, I call it football now, you better – it's going to either get blocked or you're going to get knocked down or pushed down. It's crazy.
I called in high school and junior college, and I went to all those clinics, and I look at those guys. We had to go to these camp stuff. Those guys, the things they used to tell us we had to do, those guys don't do that. Yeah. And I watch them too, because I catch all three of them watching the ball. You're not supposed to do that. Not all three of you.
Right.
So, but then the thing that gets me is they'll call something, and then they won't call it for a while. Then they'll call it again. Yeah. So, and I don't think there's anything called. There's nothing like 3 seconds, of course.
No.
But you have to watch. Only the guy with the ball can stand there longer than 3 seconds. Yeah. But and then if he kicks it out, it should be a 3-second call. But they don't do that. They just let them kick it out. But anyway, get back to Alabama instead of getting on the referees. It's kind of like getting on school board members. But But anyway, the points per game, Alabama has 90, Michigan has 94. The points against them, Alabama's given up 67, and Michigan's given up 76. But if you're scoring 98, you don't care if you give up 76. Right. I remember Earl the Pearl said, if I scored 45 and you scored 44, I had better defense than you did. So, so I guess you look at it. Rebounds, Alabama 41 per game, and Michigan 37. And then turnovers, 11.5 for Alabama and 9.5 for Michigan. And here's the thing that gets me is field goal percentage is 45.9 for Alabama, but 61.2 for Michigan. Yeah. Now, some of that's when you dunk or shoot 3 feet from the basket, but it still counts, So anyway, and then the line is 9.5 points for Michigan. Over-under is 172.5. I'd probably bet over on that one. I think that's going to be and 9.5 points is still quite a bit to give.
It is,
especially with the 3-point line. And we talked about what if the old guy from LSU, Pete Maravich, had the 3-point line.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, can you imagine how many points he'd had then?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So anyway, and then to talk a little bit about their baseball team, which I had to bring this up. They wiped out Florida last weekend. So
they did.
Anyway,
3-game sweep.
Yeah, they're 19-7. They're 3-3 in the SEC, which ties them for 6 other people. They will be hosting Auburn this weekend. So that'll be a big thing, and Andy probably talk a little bit about that. And Auburn is 4-2 in the SEC, so they're tied for first, and they're actually 20-4. And so they're doing a good job with that. And then softball team, they're 7-2 in the SEC, which makes them 5th in the SEC. And they're 31-2, and they're number 5 in Division I. So we get to that. And then they will have. This is amazing to me. They played 2 games yesterday. They beat Alabama 10, Jackson State out of Alabama 3, and then it was a University of North Alabama got beat 12-0 by Alabama. So a little rough on the people from North Alabama. They will host North Dakota State. I guess they want to come down here where they can play, because I'm sure it's 10 feet of snow up there, but they only have an indoor football facility at North Dakota State. North Dakota State is 16-16, but they do well in whatever conference they're in. And so we're going to talk a little bit about Alabama football. Who's going to be the quarterback? Well, you think Russell's going to be the quarterback? I don't know. To me, they're doing the coach speak thing. They it's a big competition. We don't know exactly who we're going to do, who's going to be it, what's going to be it. So
I'll be surprised they don't say it right until the first game.
Yeah,
right before they kick off.
So one of the things is too. I'm a little concerned with if he doesn't start running the ball. Not that I'm a big Alabama fan, but if you don't start running the ball, that wide open stuff is really good. But you could go a quick 3 and out and only take 12 seconds off the clock. Yeah. And then, I remember when Alabama, you would just, once they got ahead, here it comes, but it's the old submarine offense, dive, and you had to take care of it. And you better have a good punter if you're gonna spread it out and throw it.
You better believe it.
So he did win. To come in after Nick Saban, it's kind of tough. You don't want to be the guy that comes in after the guy. You want to be the guy that comes in after the guy.
Right.
But he's done pretty good, but the expectations are so high. It's like being at Georgia or somewhere like that, or really true at Auburn when you get into it. Mm-hmm. But he's doing okay for what he's inherited. Some say, some stayed, some left. I think when Milroe, they try to make something he wasn't. I think if they'd have stayed more with the running on him instead of the passing. But then, he's got some passers, but you're going to have to bring in receivers and linemen to block, because run blocking and pass blocking is a whole different thing.
Oh, yeah.
So to me, and you have to make sure you got who you want for sure. Yeah. And now with the NIL, you're not always assured of the people you're chasing you're going to get. And then they've kind of fallen off a little bit in that respect.
Well, when they played FSU that first game, their intensity was not even close to being there. I mean, I was at the game, and the FSU pushed them all over the field.
Right.
I was totally shocked. But now, give credit. They got it together after that. They got those players that say, look, if you're gonna play, you're gonna give it 100%. You're not gonna just loaf around. That's like against FSU. So they did turn it around.
Part of that too, I always thought was because FSU had such a poor record the year before, they just thought they were going to go in there, and then all of a sudden you get smacked in the face, and hey, this is real. And so but then Norville, to me, and I know we're talking Alabama, but after the Alabama game, and then they played the 2 cupcakes. Mm-hmm. He should have never played Castellanos the Kent State game more than one series.
Right.
Because he didn't learn from Jordan Travis,
Yeah.
Playing North Alabama, and the guy makes the hip tackle.
I watched that thing 50 times.
I know it. And
I wonder what happened to that guy tackled him.
I don't know. I feel sorry for that guy, too, because I'm sure he got all kind of he wasn't a dirty tackle because nobody's outlawed it.
It's like bringing a steer down in rodeo.
I know.
Same thing.
I know as a high school coach in practice, we go, get off their ankles. We are always, and don't bring somebody down like that, So they got we got rid of the horse collar.
Yeah.
So hip tackle. So I don't know. But in football, they're gonna revisit this targeting thing. So we'll see. But that's, to me, and I don't know about you, it's like the Olympic gymnastics, the Russian judge is going to give you a 5, you know, so we're going to go for the worst hit, you know, when you thank goodness it's slow motion where they kind of look at it, but they still miss it because you don't know, I guess, undisputable evidence where you glance off their shoulder pad and you end up in their helmet.
Right.
Well, when you're getting ready to tackle him, all of a sudden he drops his head.
Well, that's the thing that gets me is when the offensive player drops his head.
Right.
He's going in for the tackle, and the offensive player drops his head. How is that the defensive player's fault?
I know. And then the other thing too is when the stiff arm comes and grabs the defensive player's face mask.
Yeah.
Okay, so how's that any different from me trying to tackle you by the face mask?
I wonder how they train those people who watch for targeting. They've got to have done something to tell them what to look for and what not to look for.
Right.
So,
one of the things that the ACC has done is you get to listen to those guys talk about it.
True.
I thought that was really neat.
I do too.
I didn't like what they said sometimes, but it was really neat because you get to hear what they talk back and say, okay, we don't have this, we got this, you know, and so that's really neat.
Yeah,
but they still take too much time.
Yeah.
That's like basketball. That drives me crazy. You got 3 guys that are looking right at it. Okay, but we're going to stop the game for 3 minutes and say, okay, then you go, well, I couldn't tell anyway. Well, you know, remember when we used to, I remember calling with a 2-man crew. We didn't have all that. You just called it, and that's what it was.
That's right.
And
It ain't going to be changed.
No. It may be changed for somebody else is not coaching it, but, you know, it's not going to do that. So, you know, Steve, being, you know, I know you play sports, but, you know, when you know, is there anything even close to that? I know you don't have any contact, but like touching a wall or something, is there anything like that for? Oh,
yeah. So, you know, you got
strokes and all
yeah,
that.
I mean, I've got into it with officials before, you know, coming in, you have to touch with 2 hands simultaneously on breaststroke and fly. And sometimes the swimmer, when they're coming in, they're going to drop their right or left shoulder to make the turn.
Right.
Well, sometimes they hit, and that if they're dropping their left shoulder, that left hand just kind of barely grazes the wall, and sometimes official, you know, call that as a disqualification, and I'm like, hey, they touched the wall. Well, no, they, you know, I'm like, hey, I'm looking at it.
I know that's, but boy, if you...
and so we.
That's a squeaker, though, buddy. If you got it, I mean.
Yeah, I mean.
You know, the stroke mechanics.
I've had a few overturned.
That's good.
The stroke mechanics on some of those events, they can disqualify you, you know.
If you.
Like the breaststroke, for instance.
If you're,
back or fly.
It's hard. We're on radio, so you can't really demonstrate. But like on the dolphin kick, if your feet don't stay together, if they alternate at all, you know, that's a disqualification, and there's all kind of little things, you know, how far you can go underwater on breaststroke. You get a dolphin kick, you get a pull and a kick, and then you have to, when your second stroke starts, your head has to surface.
God.
There's lots of there's lots of stuff there.
Wow. Yeah. We want to thank Steve's and Air Conditioning for bringing the Alabama update. So, you know, congratulations to him for what a great job they do. They're all over the town. I see their trucks everywhere, and you know, they won't make you buy something, or they won't try to sell you something you don't actually need. It fits your house, the unit, and we've had several people here. Like, I know Jay from Kovaleski's done house and business, and Dr. Mitchell has done that too. So, congratulations to them for all the great work they do. And also, you'll make sure you get out to Peppers. There's one on 77, and there's also one on the Panama City Parkway, Panama City Beach Parkway. Get out there. We're a great place. Specials, military discount on Mondays. So get out there and enjoy it. But you guys in the military can actually go. You can go every day you want to go, but you don't have to just go on Monday. I just want you to know that, so bring that out. You got, you know, some of those guys in the military, I tell you the difference between Marines and Air Force, but I can't do that on the air. So, but we'll be back. We'll have the Auburn update brought to you by Beefo Brady's and Andy Burcham, the voice of the Auburn Tigers. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Stay with us, will you please?
bracket is busted and the underdogs are hungry. Tonight, the madness returns.
Garcia for three. Got it!
It's the Sweet 16 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Can the Tide roll past Michigan? Will the Vols dominate the Midwest?
And that might be the dagger.
The Sweet 16 begins tonight at 6. On your home for March Madness, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Anna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. A variety of sunshine and slight fog this afternoon. An evening with a wind out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour and the high of 75. Tonight, look for slight fog with a temperature near 64. Tomorrow, a high around 75 and slight fog in the morning followed by mostly sunshine. Saturday, hot with a high of 78 and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards, and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory, or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
I'm kind of a big deal.
Mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
They probably got where they watch her real closely.
Whoa! Eagle! Hey! My sister and all of my aunts and uncles went to Auburn, so when we meet, I have to wear orange and blue, not for Florida, but for Auburn. So the voice of the Auburn Tigers coming up, Andy Bertram. Andy, how you doing today?
Guys, I'm doing very, very well. Sitting in Neville Arena right now, getting ready to do another interview when we're done for Tiger Talk tonight. But we were here last night with Auburn winning against Nevada and making it now to the NIT semifinals in Indianapolis.
All right, fantastic. You know, as you can tell, I'm not James Hale. I do have an opalika drag when I talk. So, but he's going to try to come on. He had a thing to go to for his granddaughters, and so I'm in here today. But we really appreciate everything you do for us to let us know about the Tigers and what you've done actually for the Auburn nation. So we really appreciate you. And he's going to try to come in and if he can get here and say thank you to you in person. So we really appreciate you. And I know the Auburn thing, really, the basketball is really fantastic to see you go in there. And most people may know this, but the NIT used to be the tournament you wanted to be in.
Well, it certainly was. When it started, it was the tournament. Now, obviously, it's been surpassed by the NCAA tournament. And one of the interesting aspects is that both Final Fours are going to be taking place in Indianapolis next week. The men's Final Four at the football stadium, and Auburn will play its semifinal game against Illinois State at Hinkle Fieldhouse on Thursday. And if the Tigers are fortunate to win that, then they'll move to Cambridge Fieldhouse for the championship game on Easter evening in Indianapolis. So it's going to be a busy time in Indy, to be sure.
Right, and I know we're talking about basketball, but you got to give a shout out to the Auburn golf team.
Well, Auburn men's golf, both men's and women's golf, for that matter, are playing so very well right now. Both have multiple wins on the spring season. Of course, the men feature Jackson Coiven, who's the #1 amateur, not only in the United States but across the world right now as a junior. Has already set the Auburn record for the number of wins. Auburn's gearing up now for the championship season, the SEC tournament, of course, then the NCAA regional and the nationals. And I think both the Auburn men and women have opportunities to win a national championship.
Awesome. Yeah, I've played the Trent Jones up there. I like to say I tried to shoot my age, but I shot my weight, so I didn't do very well.
I always at least shoot my age, but typically I do it on the front nine.
Right there with you. I got somebody who really wants to talk to you.
I got up and hauled Hale down to the studio because I knew it was Andy's last interview that he'll be doing until football season starts next year, because we cover Auburn football and basketball. And I wanted to come in and just brag on you and tell you what a wonderful job you do, how we're excited every time you come on. The people in Panhandle, Florida love you. You do a great job for Auburn. You represent the university well. And I want everybody to realize how hard you work. You're one of the few people out there that do all three. That's got to be tough on you and the family. Are you ever home at all?
Well, I am, but I have a very understanding wife who loves Auburn. and me.
In that order?
Well, there are days where, yes, it alternates one way or the other. I get to do this. And listen, Rod did it before me, and he and I did baseball together for 25 years, and I did women's basketball here. I've done soccer here at Auburn, and now I get to do football and basketball and baseball. We'll leave tomorrow morning for Tuscaloosa for a big weekend series at Alabama for baseball this weekend. Get back Sunday night, have Monday to get ready, and then I think we leave early next week for Indianapolis and the NIT semifinals and hopefully the championship game, and then I'll be back to baseball when that's over. So yeah, this is a really busy time of the year, but it is one that I treasure and really look forward to this weekend series, a big weekend series for baseball at Alabama, and then getting to go to the NIT semifinals next week. Auburn plays next Thursday night at 8:30 in Indianapolis, and looking forward to that game against Illinois State. The other semifinal is Tulsa against New Mexico, and looking forward to go to Hinkle Fieldhouse, the historic home for Butler basketball. Of course, it was the setting for the championship game in the movie Hoosiers. So really looking forward to getting there and kind of soaking up that atmosphere for that game next Thursday night.
Yeah, and I did want to tell people out there, I think most people do know, but when he did pass away, you more or less took over. I think you and your wife did so much for their kids and things like that. Maybe people don't know that, but that was incredible. His life story, your life story, really incredible. Wonderful people. Can't say enough good things about you and your family. And, again, we want to thank you for coming on, all the great things you do for us. And now we can jump in and talk about this football team. What are you hearing, spring football? I keep telling everybody the two teams I think are going to be pretty good this year is going to be Florida and Auburn. The last couple of years, it's been the problem has been at Auburn is offense. Defense, Auburn is always tough, I think, on defense side of the ball. I grew up all these years. I'm just not used to Auburn going through this many years of losing seasons. It shocks me. And I just think it's going to end this year. What's your take on Auburn football coming up in 2026?
Well, let's start on the defensive end first, James. I think Auburn's got to find some rush ends and guys up front. I like what Auburn has coming back and the players that have come in on the transfer portal. And linebacker at corner, they return their linebackers and safeties. They've got to replace their corners. I like what they've done there. They to me, the biggest, if it's a question mark, is replacing guys like Kendall Falk at the rush end, and that's what spring practice is all about. Chris Murray is back. The Auburn gets another year for him, so that will certainly help Auburn at that spot. Offensively, man, it's just brand new to a certain degree, and here's the difference: there are 13 players that through the transfer portal came to Auburn from South Florida. 10 of those on offense. And that includes the guys up the middle, the center Cole Best and the quarterback Byron Brown. So those are two guys that, although they are brand new to the Auburn program, have been in the South Florida program, have been in the Alex Golish program, the Joel Gordon offense for a number of years. And they're not the only ones. Most of those guys that transferred to Auburn from South Florida are on the offensive side of the ball. And while they're new to Auburn, they have been in this system. I think that gives Auburn a leg up from an offensive standpoint. It's a brand new offensive line, and Best in the middle is the guy. And boy, he's an impressive young man to talk to and to hear from. And when we did 3 different launch events with Alex Golish and Cody Burns and Byron Brown. I was with them in Birmingham and Huntsville. Jeff Shearer was with them down in South Alabama. And Byron was with us for all 3. And in both of the two launch events that I was at, I asked him about those guys that came with him from South Florida. And the first guy he talked about both times was Cole Best at center. That's the guy, as you know, James. I mean, he's the guy calling the signals up front. He's the one that's doing all the checks for the offensive line, and he's the guy. I think, yes, Brown obviously is an absolute key for Auburn, but I think another key for Auburn up front is Cole Best, and we'll just see how this offensive line forms for Auburn from spring practice. But I like what I've seen at spring practice. I think Alex Golish has liked what he has seen at spring practice. But here's the thing, guys. We've got to see it on the field. I mean, since Gus Malzahn was let go, I mean, this is the 3rd coach since then, and there has been promise, and each time it fizzled. I really like this. I really like this guy. I really like this staff. I like this team. But again, they've got to produce on the field, and we won't see that until the fall.
Yeah, if you would have told me all those players from James Madison could transfer into Indiana and do what they've done. And Golish made a comment the other day that, yes, they came in from South Florida. They can play here at Auburn. And I'm with him. I watched those guys play. I watched them play Bama and Tuscaloosa a couple years back. I watched them play in South Florida and Tampa. Those guys can play. I think good things are going to happen at Auburn. I really do. But I want to thank you again, Andy, seriously, for coming on all these years. We love you. You're a wonderful man. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you next fall, okay?
Guys, you have a great day. Thank you for all your time. I certainly appreciate the hospitality. War Eagle.
War Eagle. Yes, sir. Glenn, go ahead. Take over, buddy.
Well, I can't do that when the professor's in here. What am
Man, you're doing awesome. I was listening to him around. I said, "Dang, this is good."
Yeah. Listen, also, yesterday, Jay Michaels, we were looking for Coach Hale, but he never showed up.
It was my time to pay.
It's his time to pay. So, but great place there. Cola's Beer in town. Make sure that you get out there and see them. Special on Wednesdays, of course, Spaghetti Day, and make sure that you get out there. They're great seafood, great place to go. Also, Max Fit Sports Nutrition, 2 great locations, Pier Park North and also the Coronado Village there. Get up there and right next to Tzatziki's. I know that's free membership with advertisement, but, what a great place. Try it before you buy it. He'll take care of you, anything. And also Stevenson Air Conditioning, man, what a great thing. They are all over the place, and they will sell you something that fits your house or your business. They won't try to sell you anything. Steve's Bike Shop, Steve's right here, man, what a great place that is. I took one in there that looked like it had been run over. Well, it had been run over by a vehicle, and so he said, we have to take this out and shoot it. But he fixed it right up. So, but anyway, what a great place. He can fix it. He can build it, or he can buy it and fix it for you just like you want it. And he got me one of those big old seats. Looks like a catcher's mitt instead of one of those banana seats. I couldn't take it. But anyway, get out there and see that. Pepper's 2 great locations, 77 and also on the Panama City Beach Parkway. Brand new facility there on the Parkway. Get out there. And Coach Hale buys all the margaritas for me, and we have 2 straws, so we enjoy doing all that. And Newbies, 4 great locations. My favorite is on Bayview, the blue building, but the mothership, the one on the curve. If you're a spring breaker, and you're probably not awake yet, but anyway, if you're a spring breaker, get out there, or anybody get out and enjoy a great time. Great facilities, great bands. Charlotte and John will take care of you. And we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. All you want to know about swimming. Coming up.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
You know what? Give me Arizona. Let me tell you why. It's because I know this John Calipari guy pretty well. If he doesn't have the best team, he normally doesn't win. He's got the best player, but he doesn't have the best all-around team. So give me Arizona, all because John Calipari has always found a way to lose big games.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays, 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest
Are
Florida.
you living with chronic pain, anxiety, or sleepless nights? You don't have to just get by. You deserve to thrive. At Thrive Alternative Medicine on Panama City Beach Parkway, Dr. Laughlin and counselor Suzanne Clark provide a compassionate path to relief, from medical marijuana card certifications to professional mental health counseling, managing conditions like PTSD, chronic pain, and the complexities of cancer. Book online at thrivealternativemedicine.com. thrivealternativemedicine.com. Find the relief you deserve.
Are you feeling tired, weak, or maybe you feel old and cranky? If so, I have the answer. It's Max Fit Sports Nutrition with 2 locations, 23rd Street in the Coronado Plaza and in Pier Park North on Back Beach Road. Max Fit Sports Nutrition has nutritional products and professional dietary plans to get you moving in the right direction. So get off that couch and get to Max Fit Sports Nutrition now. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, where you can try it before you buy it.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all.
These men need inspiration.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
They're motivated by Vicodin and Road Skank.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
That's my dog.
And we are back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're going to talk to Steve, Coach Bertishaw. We go way back. I remember when he was swimming for Mosley a long time ago. So, but that's how old I am. So,
yeah.
But anyway,
God, hell, Glenn, that been back in their 30s. How old are you?
That was in the Great Depression, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. That's right.
Steve, he saw you swim. Glenn Manley was at your swim meets.
He was at the Panama City Swim Club and all that.
I thought you meant when he was in high school.
Well, he was.
I was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, well, everybody knew who I was. I was notorious because I was always in trouble.
Yeah, they would he could only go to the pool so many times a day or something like that. I don't know. They had him banned. But can we talk a little bit about, is it summer swimming? We want to talk about just swimming?
Well, yeah, what we got going on right now that started Monday is middle school swimming. We got that happening at Frank Brown Pool and at the Mosley Pool. So if you're I believe it's 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, if you're at one of the beach schools or one of the in-town schools, just go on the Cat 5 Aquatics website and you can sign up. It's not too late to get started. We haven't even had our first meet yet. We've only had 3 practices. So in middle school swimming, the mission statement is introduction to competitive swimming. So if you're like, boy, I think I might want to swim, but you don't know how to do anything, that's great. We're going to teach you how to do the turns. We're going to teach you how to do the strokes. It's introduction to competitive swimming. So we're going to get you from wherever you're at to where you need to be, and that's what that's about. And then when we get through with that, we have summer programs. We've got the Summer Splash program that starts the week after school gets out, where it's more of the 5-year-olds to 12-year-olds. Same thing, introduction to competitive swimming, where we teach them all the stuff.
I think it's a good idea because a lot of people, they won't go out for sport because they think, I don't want to go out those guys and you're going to put me up against somebody that's been swimming 10 years or things like that. I know in Coach Hale and even Tommy, you can talk about weightlifting when you get freshmen coming in there. You have to tell them, you got to start somewhere. These guys are not going to make fun of you. They're going to help you. And they were in the same spot you were in. And so, you have to do that. But I think that's great. Not only besides it keeps them from drowning, they learn how to do all the strokes and everything. I think that's really interesting. So.
Steve, they still do the Learn to Swim program. Has that dropped that?
The district doesn't anymore. That dropped. Oh gosh,
some time ago.
I remember talking to Winston about that. He was irritated about that. That dropped back when he was still teaching. like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But we do a learn to swim program at Mosley, and there is one at Frank Brown also. I don't think we do that one, but we have learn to swim. We have swim lessons and the summer splashes. So we go from either not being able to swim to being able to swim, and then you can swim, but you want to learn how to do the strokes and the turns. We offer all that during the summer.
When we have to learn to swim, we had to take for the board to get it approved. And one board member, I'm not going to mention his name, but he said, "Why do you want to have a learn to swim? There's water all over the place."
That's the dumbest thing.
That's why he always voted against it. He was the only one who voted against it.
Yeah, it's sad to me that they don't do that. I mean, it's the Board of Education. If learning how to swim is part of the education.
What age group? Were we talking about like infants and stuff? Or?
Well, no, the district program was they had to be potty trained.
Oh,
now
okay.
there is I don't throw a free advertisement. There's Biddy Bubbles.
Yeah, they throw them in the pool and they
they do them all, infants and up, and she runs an excellent program there. Sorry to ESPN for the free advertisement for her, but anyway, she does a great job. So so there's some places that do those. Now all our programs are usually 4 or 5 year old kids is the youngest we take, but she takes them from infants and up. Yeah,
Steve, I know you've probably heard that story. Tom, you might have too. But Glenn's dad, 3 months old, threw him in Lake Martin, and he actually survived it. And really, it's one of the best things you can do for a kid.
It was tough though with that brick around my neck.
That's right. You just found out how long Glenn could hold his breath.
That's right.
Steve, you remember Margie Burnett, don't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Margie. It's Margie. She went to our church. I was real good friends with her, and I can remember she'd say, "I'd go in the grocery store and there's a little kid see me and they'd scream and run off." She didn't fool around. She put them in that water, and she made them learn how to swim.
She was a real asset to the swim community.
Yeah, she was a great swim coach for us too.
Yeah.
So
are the numbers coming back?
Yes, they are. I think. We've been between 25 and 28 kids the last few years. Mosley's going to be up over 30 kids this year. Arnold's still pushing close to 40, and hopefully Bay High will get over that 20 margin. They were about 14 or 15 last year, and hoping they'll get their numbers back up.
What about Bozeman?
Bozeman and Rutherford do not have swim teams.
Wow, that surprised me.
The thing too about it is, and he went into it earlier. You get the consistency in the coaching staff on swimming.
That's it. If this Bay High coach will stay there, the Bay High program will grow back. Right, and the Arnold coach, she's been there forever, so there's stability there. She's had different assistants. Mike McMullen and different people that have helped her over the years, but she's been there consistently. I've been at Mosley 27 years. I think coming up. So, that's the key. Rutherford had a big turnover in coaches, and the numbers kept dropping. The same thing happened at Bay High. I think that last year that I think I helped you, we brought that. We couldn't find a coach. Remember, I brought that 18-year-old kid in, and I told you I would look after him.
Yeah.
And that was Bay High's last really good year, and then they just started flipping different coaches.
Who's the coach at Arnold?
It's like they.
Jennifer, her last name just left me, but Jen, she's been there. But she had coached at North Bay Haven for a while, and then when she took the teaching job out there, she's been at Arnold for at least 10 years or longer.
Okay,
does a real good job.
Let me ask you a question. As a swim coach, what is the hardest stroke for the kids to learn?
In my opinion, most people say it's butterfly, but in my opinion, it's breaststroke because the timing, the kick is really hard to learn. Now that being said, sometimes I'll throw a swimmer in the pool and they can just do breaststroke. It's a weird thing. Kid just jumps in and I say, do a kick like this, and they'll just have it perfect. And when I see that, I'm like, okay, I got me a breaststroke. But teaching that breaststroke kick and then the timing, for me, that's the hardest one to teach. Butterfly probably the second hardest, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Okay, I've always wondered about that. I figured it probably would be breaststroke.
Yeah, breast and fly are the harder.
Yeah.
And of course swimming them, all of them are hard to get them to do correctly because there's a lot of nuances and things the
backstroke, isn't that pretty hard to learn?
Well, yeah, I mean you got there's a it's hard for, we struggle getting kids to have the right body position.
Right.
That's the whole thing, body position in backstroke and keeping their head back and their chest up, and so that their legs come up, and then you've got to roll your body from side to side so you can get your hand in it, because your hand I can't run on the radio, but your hand comes up and then it'll flow out here, so you got to roll so that you hit back straight. So yeah.
Yeah, that's and tell everybody, like in high school, when you guys practice.
Well, we're pretty serious. I run a year-round program with Cat 5 Aquatics, and then I coach Mosley. But my kids train right at 18 hours a week. Mm-hmm. We're 14 hours in the pool and 4 hours in the weight room a week.
And then like in your high school schedule, like what time in the morning do you?
So we do 6 to 7 dry lands on Monday and Wednesday, and then we swim 6 to 7 on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Fridays, and then we have Saturday morning 7 to 9, and then we have afternoons 2 hours every afternoon, Monday through Friday.
When you do dry lands, what does that consist of?
Well, right now, what I'm running, like Monday mornings, I got a guy that comes in. He does a lot of flexibility and strength.
Okay.
They're doing lots of body movements. They're using the weights, but they're not necessarily using the weight machines.
Right.
And then I got a lady comes in on Wednesday mornings and runs a Pilates. And then on Saturdays, we do pretty much strength. So a lot of power lifting, a lot of negatives, stuff where the kids are burning out on the bench press and the military press and the squats and all that stuff, and maybe even doing some negatives. So we have two days that are strength and flexibility, and one day that's just power.
Wow.
So,
the other thing, just I've seen some, I don't know, it's like take a 2.5 pound weight or something, put your finger through it and kind of use that to make it stronger.
We do what we call the small muscle exercises with anywhere from 2.5 to 5 pounds, arm circles and holding your arms out and circling, strengthen these. You got some small. It's the same thing with a pitcher or a quarterback. There's these small muscles in your shoulders that you've got to keep strong so that you don't injure your shoulder.
Right.
It'd be a lot. Some of the exercises we do be real similar to a baseball pitcher's rehabilitative exercises that he would do after a shoulder injury. We do these preemptive to keep their shoulders healthy.
Talk about some of our great sponsors there, and Turf Pro Pest Control. They have a tax break special. They will come out, look at your yard, and or house, and they will do one for free. And then they get you in a habit of things, and they will show you what needs to be done. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You try it before you buy it. J. Michaels, one of the best seafood in town, and the coldest beer. Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll take care of all your air conditioner needs, and they won't sell you something you don't need. Adamson Jewelry. Right there in Lynn Haven, right past Beef O'Brady. So you either go to the jewelry store first and then go eat, or go eat first and then go to the jewelry store. But what a great deal there. Gold and silver's up as high as it can be. And also they can make something for you. If you have an idea, they made a great necklace for my wife and I, so for our anniversary. So you enjoy what they do. And, of course, Steve's Bike Shop, you want to have it made, repaired, or fixed, or however you want to do it, they'll take care of you. So, and quickly they turn around, great crew there, so you can't miss it. Pepper's 2 great locations, one on Panama City 77 in the Parkway, and Newbies, my favorite, is the Blue Building on Bayview Avenue. Dr. John Ward, if you have anything that looks strange, and I keep looking at James all the time, but have it checked out, because in 5 minutes you can save a life. So it couldn't be bad if it's not collected early. TK Vandy, what a great guy they are. What a great roofing company, but they're general contractors, but they can specialize in roofs. He's even put the roof on the Orlando Airport. So, that takes a while, I can assure you. But anyway, what a great place they are, great family. And also, hate to say this, for all you other schools, he was a great kicker at Bay High. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESP in Northwest Florida. And James left. James couldn't go in your swim class because he still pees in the pool. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that. That's it.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your exclusive home for March Madness.
And it goes for the win!
We'll bring you every game live.
Hits the three to tie it!
It's the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament, college basketball's premier event, and it's all right here.
And the dream is alive!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The dream, yes!
Good morning. This is Anna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Thursday. A variety of sunshine and slight fog this afternoon. An evening with a wind out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour and the high of 75. Tonight, look for slight fog with a temperature near 64. Tomorrow, a high around 75 and slight fog in the morning followed by mostly sunshine. Saturday, hot with a high of 78 and mostly sunshine. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs, with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5, and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food, on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
I'd like to introduce.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
Milk was a bad choice.
If I could just have your attention.
60% of the time, it works every time.
If anyone wants to switch jobs, let me know.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
I have many leather-bound books.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
I'm grooving right now. Hold on there, James. You did a good job, but all right, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're back with Tommy St. Amant and Steve Birdshaw, and the substitute for the substitute, Coach Glenn Manley. So get out there and enjoy all of our sponsors' products. I tell you what, we're so happy to have them take care of us and get out there. James will be back tomorrow, we think. We're not sure. It could be a strong wind coming in, and he'll have somebody. But
watch the weather forecast. If it's bad, he won't be here.
That's right. And if it's a good weather forecast, he'll have something from the nature, some kind of nature thing about either dolphins or snakes or something. Yeah. So be sure.
Alligators.
Alligator. Tune in tomorrow, or black widow spiders or something. You know, he's the only guy got bit by a spider around here. So what can I say? If the spiders like you, I guess you're okay. So, but Tommy, tell us what's going on with you right now, buddy.
I'm still retired.
There you go.
I retired in 2009, thank the good Lord. And as I said, I just got back from Winter Park, Colorado. I took my granddaughter out. She'd never skied before, snow ski. So we went out there and took her. And I didn't think we'd ever get back to Panama City with the way the airlines are. But we spent one night and a half a day in Atlanta Airport. But we finally got out of there and got out to Winter Park. And we gave her ski lessons. She did great. She did really good. And then we took her out on the slopes the next day, my wife and me and my granddaughter. Her name's Addison. And she did good. She did good. I will tell you, we went up on this slope where it's really easy to ski there. We've been on it many times. And then it was so crowded, I said, let's go to this other ski lift. So we went higher up in the mountain, and I could see her when she got off. She said, how are we going to get down?
Well,
so we started down, and this particular slope, it has some like big lumps where it goes straight down. And I was down here. I said, you just follow me. We're going to go from side to side. We're not going to go over those big humps because you'll go too fast. So she came by me. I can't stop. She went over that hump. She disappeared. I said, "Oh boy, something's wrong here." And she said she did a flip, and one of those ski instructor guys saw her and said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, that was a pretty impressive fall you did there." But anyway, she made it down the hill. We just took our time and got down the hill, but had a great time and finally got back to Panama City. I was so glad. I'll never fly in the next couple of months if they get everything straightened out. It's a mess. It's a total mess.
I had an experience when I went skiing one time. I got hit with a chair. So when I claimed it, the insurance company said, "You got hit with a chair?" And I go, "Yeah." He said, "Well, we're going to consider that a pre-existing situation."
Oh boy!
If you're that dumb, you get hit with a chair.
Well, getting off the ski lifts, that's probably one of the harder things for people who've never skied before. Yeah. Trying to get off that ski lift, and the first time I went with my wife and Allison was together, and both of them failed. It was kind of but you laugh. It's so much fun. Because you fall and you just laugh because it's
fall in the snow. That's good.
Oh yeah.
As long as you don't roll down the sidewalk, you're all right.
That's right. It's funny though.
Now, Steve, you do something else besides bikes. There's some kind of some kind of music thing you're involved in.
Oh yeah. We my son-in-law Will Thompson has Bay Youth Music and. Which they just gave, I think, one of the Bay High band members a $1,000 scholarship, so that was good. Mm-hmm. But he runs the Panama City Songwriters Festival, and that happens the first weekend in November. And they're starting to take submissions for that now, and this will be, I think, the 8th year. Wow. Excellent musicians. That Songwriters Festival is gained an excellent reputation. Matter of fact, he's got people that are putting on Songwriters Festival that are actually coming to talk to him and see what he does and how he does it. Wow. Because it has a reputation for such high-quality musicians and really excellent songwriters that come to that show.
See, James, there's hope for you. To be a songwriter.
Yeah. I didn't realize it. You're talking about Billy Thompson's son.
Yeah, so Billy and Mary Kay.
Yeah,
yeah. So Bill Thompson was my band director at Mosley, 9th through 12th grade.
Yeah,
and then so it turns out his son, who was born like 28 days after I graduated, ended up marrying my daughter. So
well, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Billy lives right behind me.
Okay. Yeah. So,
sure
Billy
does.
and Mary Kay, phenomenal educators and music.
Yeah, they're great people. I see them walking on the neighborhood a lot and talk to them. Yeah, well, that's good. Billy's great. But the whole family's really good folks.
Yes, they are.
We're special here. We give you the neighborhood update too to go along with it. No, but I like that the songwriter things, because I've written so many songs for Elvis and all those people, But anyway, that's what James claims
I know. James wrote Elvis. I think at least 4 or 5 different songs.
I think he wrote Elvira. I'm not sure it was good.
Oh boy.
But yeah, a lot of great things going on here, and with the sports parks open, well, we get all kinds of people here, to do those things in lacrosse, to everything, and so I'm just waiting for the cricket to show up, see how that works.
There is a cricket field at Harders. There is a cricket field at Harders Park.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there is.
Well, do you play?
No, I used to work for Bay County Parks and Rec, and one of the things that we had to do was we had to set up the cricket field that's on the back end over there. And so every couple of Saturdays when they'd come out, I'd take a break and just go watch them play cricket just to kind of figure it out.
So you watch the rounders and the enders and the outers. Yep. Is that what? Yep. Man.
How do they catch those crickets? What kind of thing they use to catch them?
They got a net, and you can save the black ones. The brown ones you throw back.
Those you use for fishing. Yeah. Oh boy, Lord.
Do like I did one time. I threw the anchor in the river and I didn't have the rope on it, so we had to start.
I've done that before.
we had to start tying up to the bank, which gets kind of hairy if you get over there by the snakes or the gators, So,
oh boy.
But yeah, so get out there. The best entertainment too is to get out and watch your favorite high school teams play and everything. So and there's quite rivalries here. I know, of course, I'm telling my age, back in the 90s when we played Mosley or Rutherford, finding a seat in Tommy Oliver was pretty hard to do.
Yeah, you're right.
But now there's so many high schools here.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get some of the crowds and that you used to, but it's still exciting to watch.
I've always said what we should do is draw straws and get a order, and then let all the best football players go to one school and play. And then the next year they can go to this other school and play. We could have a pretty good. We could be a state playoff team every year.
There you go. So, but it's but now you can go anywhere you want to go. It doesn't matter. True. So you can letter in 3 sports if you want to. So I don't know. So see, that's another reason I need to try to run for school board. It would be District 3 if I did. By the way, so look out, Chris Johnson, Chris Moore. I'm coming that way.
Okay.
No, but anyway, but you know what? I really enjoyed coaching here. I did it for almost 41 years, and I still do a little coaching with the kickers and stuff. And I've probably worked with every school in my career. Not while I was at Bay, but after I retired. But I did go out of town sometime when I do that. I've had them as far away as Springfield, Tennessee, and also Dothan, and I go to Sneed's and everything. I usually don't charge high school kids for anything other than most of the booster clubs will take care of me. They give me a gas card so that I can drive, and that's all, really, truly. But all I ask them to do really is pass it on, because it's kind of like pitching fast pitch softball. If you don't teach somebody else, it just goes by the wayside.
That's right. So it's good that you can do that. I know those kids appreciate it. You can get somebody that knows the mechanics of how to kick. So
having stood back there and act like you stole something out of Kmart and they're all coming after you. Yeah. It's pretty tough. But it's really it. When you get to college, they go, "We're not blocking them." Yeah. If you're coming out as a freshman, you're terrified. What do you mean you're not blocked? We're just getting in their way. You got 1.5 seconds to get rid of it. Yeah. I mean, how much more do you need?
Glenn, in that kicking, I guess the mental part is really important, isn't it?
It is. Here's the thing. I actually worked with Scott Bentley one year. I said, whether you miss it or make it, your name's in the paper.
Yeah.
But what a great opportunity to be here at Florida State. They think a lot of you to put you out there. So,
That's right.
And the Thomas kid from Niceville missed that field goal. Yep. Man, I had a great talk with him because, you know what, it takes a lot to do it, to snap the whole kick, the wind. And I hate to say it, don't leave it up to the zebras because they ain't going to make it anyway. So, listen, we want to thank all of our great sponsors. I want to thank Steve, you for coming in, and Tommy, you too, and James, what a great job today. Thank you so. And go see all our sponsors. We'll be out Sports Blitz this afternoon. So I don't know what that signal is. Get your finger out of your nose, James. What does that mean? I don't know. Pick a good one and hit the right. That's a baseball one. No. Great job, though. And y'all, please take care of our schools and sponsor them. And we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, Coach Hale will be back tomorrow. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. We're out.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida presents the madness of college basketball.